My name is Carmen Lew, and I'm in fashion communications in my 4th year. I think the process of actually me illustrating helps me go through how I'm feeling. Honestly, it's gotten to the point where it's always there when I need it. So like if I'm ever feeling like down or like something's going on in my life, I always illustrate just to like relax and like kind of like get everything out. I think that's where everything started, was with this Nudie Lady collection. One night I was like really stressed out with school and I just like wanted to do something that wasn't at all about it, you know? And they're very simple. They were just like with pencil crayons. And it shifted into everyone being like, can I have one? That was the first like, oh, people like want this and like, here's my work. And seeing the value that it had, I guess, was really cool. So I was always, really artistic. Well, my family was kind of like going through like a divorce and that whole thing. I really like did a lot of art to kind of like get that emotional stuff out, especially as a young kid at like 10. My grandma actually is an artist, so we always used to have like art nights together. She kind of like taught me everything I knew, and like coloring in the lines. I just like remember when I did an illustration or something and she was like, good job. My inspiration is mostly like things I observe on my walk to school, or there's like little things that inspire me and I get like really stuck on. Like the other day I was like, oh, how cool would it be to just like illustrate poisonous plants? And then when I felt like illustrating, I did that and I was like, that was cool. In regards to my like artistic voice, like zero clue. Like that's one of probably the biggest things I struggle with, is like, especially on Instagram, I like see these illustrators and I'm like, wow, like all their stuff is so cohesive and it's so great, and you can say, oh, that's this person. And I look at my stuff and I'm just like, one day I'm feeling this, so I do this. One day I'm feeling this and I illustrate like this, and it's so broad that I can't grasp what it is. Like it's crazy to think that like quite a few people now have like quite a bit of my work tattooed on them. Like the first person who got something, it was one of like my Nudie ladies. She's like a barista, so I did this Nudie lady with like coffee beans and like all that sort of thing. It's funny to see like what people choose out of all the things. When someone's like, oh, I resonate so much with this, and they're like, I'm gonna get it tattooed, and it's like, I just like whipped that up, and it was just, like I don't even think about it sometimes when I'm like creating this. It's a bit of pressure for sure, but I think that's with any project. It's all going out into the world, and you just have to, be confident. Doing school and also having illustration, it's definitely been sometimes a struggle. My uni work, like I can definitely, there's not an emotional like attachment as much. There's obviously like a project brief, so it's like this and this has to be this way, and then I kind of swing it into so it makes it enjoyable for me. So for my capstone, essentially what I'm doing is I'm building a website that's gonna support and help like aspiring illustrators. Being a freelance illustrator, you're stuck a lot of the time like in your own studio or isolated somewhere. So I kind of want to bring like an online community together, and I would love to host like workshops or places where people can like actually communicate and meet, because I think that'll address like some of the problems that are happening right now in the illustration industry. Like my mom, every time I finish a year at Ryerson, she's always like, so what are we gonna do after? I just like kind of make up stuff and I'm like, oh, like branding. Yeah, I think that right now it's like hard to choose or hard to define something. Like I really enjoy freelance, but I don't know, part of me thinks I maybe am not cut out for that like as a career, because it's really tough. It's definitely a struggle, and it's few and far between who like actually can sustain themselves. I'm definitely not too worried about it. I'm just gonna like work and see what happens for the first couple months, like take it easy and not stress myself out about like finding some massive salary job or something.